Today's episode of Off the Timeline is titled 2010, the season college football couldn't finish. In 2010, Boise State and TCU go undefeated. They won every game, they won their bowl games. Yet neither of them play for the national championship. Instead, the title went to a two-loss Florida team because the sport decided that felt safer. This isn't a story about who deserved it. This is the story of how college football built a system that couldn't survive success. The inciting event: programs erased. The collapse didn't start in December, it started before the season. Several programs vanished, including Texas, Oklahoma, Texas A&M, Texas Tech, Virginia, Arizona, and Indiana. No sanctions, no scandal, no punishment. They were just gone. What disappeared wasn't just wins or logos, it was structure, rivalries, scheduling gravity, television guarantees. And once that spine was removed, the sport had to keep moving away. Redistribution and the decision that changed everything. So college football tried something it had never done. Every dissolved program had its head coach, quarterback, and running back redistributed. One rule: no team could receive more than one, and only struggling and non-blue, only teams that were struggling and or non-blue bloods could get players. At the time, this just felt weird, but nobody realized that this would be a big deal. And this is how Colt McCoy lands at Michigan State. Bob Stoops takes over Michigan. Sam Bradford ends up in the SEC, and Mike Leach in the Pac-10 earlier than in real life. Nothing broke the rules, but everything broke expectations. Conference collapse when leagues stopped existing. Then came the conferences. The Big 12 lost Texas, Oklahoma, Texas A&M, Texas Tech. It didn't realign. It ceased to exist. For the first time in modern history, a power conference didn't adapt. It vanished. Coaches scrambled. TV contracts froze. Rivalries that had existed for a century just ended on a random Tuesday. The SEC absorbed stability. The Big Ten survived, but it was hollowed out. By August, college football still had power conferences, but no power center. The preseason and the warning signs everyone ignored. The preseason polls tried to pretend nothing had changed. Alabama stayed Alabama. Ohio State stayed near the top. But lower in the rankings were warning flares: Boise State, TCU, Michigan State. Several teams entered the season with redistributed stars. No one agreed what that meant. Everyone agreed that it made them uncomfortable. The season and how it breaks. By October, winning stopped clarifying anything. Boise State kept winning by margins that made voters nervous. TCU kept winning quietly, methodically, without drama. The SEC kept on winning against each other. The Big Ten couldn't decide who mattered. And this is the moment where everything changed. This is where the system stopped responding to results and started defending itself. Suddenly, wins weren't enough. The language shifted. Comparative dominance, schedule texture, brand context. In other words, the sport stopped asking who won and started asking who felt safer. Two lost teams jumped undefeated teams, not because they were better, but because they were familiar. The night everything broke. By the end of the regular season, the math was unavoidable. Boise State 12-0, TCU 12-0, Florida 9-2, Alabama 11-1. Two undefeated teams, two championship spots, and the system chose neither. Florida and Alabama played for the title. Boise State destroyed Ohio State in their bowl game. TCU beat Oregon. Both finished 13-0. One voter later admitted he didn't rank Boise State first because he didn't want to be responsible if it all fell apart. Within the aftermath, the games didn't matter anymore. The evidence was already there. College football didn't fail because outsiders crashed the party. It failed because it never built a door for them. 30 days later, an emergency playoff was approved. Not because Boise State demanded it, not because TCU complained, but because 2010 proved something very undeniable. A system that can't handle perfection isn't a championship system. If you think the wrong teams played for the title, say why. If you think the system worked exactly as designed, say that. And if you want to see what happened after the playoff was forced into existence, this universe isn't finished. Like, subscribe, comment if you want to see more of these college football alternate universe deep dives.